So our next exercise, here is the answers. And let's see, is there anything I want to say about this? Okay, so here we have this figure, 4 collinear points, right? If you see 4 collinear points that look like this, know that you want to use segment addition postulate 2 times, 1 there, and use it again with that line segment there, QS. Right? And you'll see that that's what's happening here. We're using segment addition postulate there, and we're also using segment addition postulate there in order to come up with 2 equations that we can work with and use substitution and subtraction in order to get to our proof. Okay? And then I'm going to flip the page. And so we have this one here. So we have a given. And then we use segment addition postulate. Again, if you see 3 collinear points, you want to use segment addition postulate to get to the equation, and then use the algebraic properties to get to our proof. Right? Over here, we have congruency statements. Right? Line segment AB is congruent with CD, and we need to prove that CD is congruent with AB. What are we doing here? We're going from congruence to equals, using definition of congruence as our reason, then using algebraic properties to get to our proof statement, but we need to convert it because the proof is congruent, right? But if we switch it to algebraic so that we can use algebraic properties using the definition of congruence, we need to switch it back to being statements of congruence, right? Line segment CD is congruent with line segment AB. So the definition of congruent segments is going to allow us to go from congruency statements to equal sign, and then go from equal sign back to congruency statements. It's always going to be definition of congruence. Okay? All right. So I guess we're here, so why don't I go over this example while we're here. We are going to start with this figure. You can see we have 3 collinear points, and then we have another 3 collinear points, so automatically our alarm bells should start ringing off. What are you going to use? Segment addition postulate there and there to come up with some equations, right? But before we do that, we are going to start with our given, right? Given. Then we're going to take that given and convert it from congruency statements to equal signs. Another given, convert it to equal signs, right? And then we're going to take the first, let's see, what are we doing here? We're doing AB plus BC. Okay, so here it's not really clear exactly what's happening, so let me be more clear. We're starting with AB equals DE, and we're adding BC to both sides. Okay, so we're saying AB plus DE, plus BC is equal to DE plus BC. So we're taking this equation and we're adding BC to both sides. And then another step is we're going to take BC and we're going to replace it with what it's equal to. We're replacing this BC with EF to get to line 5. So we're missing a step in here. Okay, so it's addition property and substitution. And then from here, we're going to use segment addition postulate to come up with our 2 equations, right? The entire segment AC is equal to AB plus BC. That's our first equation. And then the entire measure of DF is equal to DE and plus EF. Okay. So from there, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to replace, you see here, we have this equation, this expression, AB plus BC is equal to AC. So in statement 5, instead of writing AB plus BC, we're going to write AC. Right? We got AC. And then in equation 6, we have DF is equal to this expression here. Right? So in statement 5, instead of writing DE plus EF, we're writing what DE plus EF is equal to, namely DF. So we get from statement 6 to statement 7 using substitution, substituting into statement 5. And then finally, we're not trying to prove equals. We're trying to prove congruencies. So we need to change the equals back to congruence and use line segment AC as congruent with line segment DF. And the reason for that is going to be definition of congruence, right? Definition of congruence lets us go from congruence to equals. It also lets us go from equals back to congruence. All right. And then lastly, we have our exercise down here. And remember, when you see this 4 collinear points, you need to apply segment addition postulate to the left side, and we also need to apply segment addition postulate to the right side. Okay, always. So that we can come up with some equations that we can use to get to our proof. Let's see, is there anything else here? Okay, so we have a couple more examples. Maybe I can go over those in the next video.